What's up, everybody? Hello once again. Coming at you with other catchphrases from other people. Said way too fast usually on the intro videos because that's how they're used to saying it. But I'm not going to do that at all. Nope. So basically what we're doing today, instead of playing Metal Gear Solid 3, which if you didn't follow along with me last night, that's okay. You don't have to. But I killed the end. I managed to find a sniper rifle, which is like right before you get to the cutscene where he's at. And after like reloading like 4 times as it kept screwing up, finally nailed him in the head. Because you have to land a headshot, because apparently his wheelchair is armored. I don't remember that in the previous versions. Took him out in the head, so he's dead. Don't have to fight him later on in the game. But today, I'm not going to be playing Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. I'm going to be playing some Nintendo 64 games that I have not played in a long time. And I'm going to be playing some games that you may have heard of before. Most likely you may have. Some of you may not have. But these are actually games that I physically own. I actually looked to the right of myself where I have all my games displayed. And I was looking, I was going, man, what games have I not played in a very, very long time? And here we go. And the one that I haven't played is Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. This, I remember being a ton of fun with my brother when we were younger. There wasn't many games for the Nintendo 64 out at the time, and this is one of the few ones that we had available, and bought it, and turned out to be kind of fun. It's kind of like NBA Jam, almost, but with ice hockey. So, I plan on playing that, and a couple other games we have, that I have, to the right myself. I do have Japanese games, Barbie, but I think I'm going to stick with the American ones for tonight. So, I'm going to start this. And RetroArch tends to have an issue sometimes when you first start up a game. Backstage Assault, never heard that one. But I have a full ROM set. So the window may get a little weird and enlarged. I'll work on fixing that in just a second. So let's fire this up. Yeah, that's way too big. Pause, and then I'm going to rescale the menu or the window so I can see what I'm looking at, so I can see the chat. There we go. A little bit better. Hopefully it did not crash, which I think it may have. Nope, it didn't. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to readjust this so I can see OBS and the lovelies in chat if anyone shows up. Which you don't have to. Lurkers are always welcome. If you've noticed the new bottom part that I have, like basically the bios, the biography in the bottom. Lurkers are always welcome, but if audio or anything like that needs to be adjusted, let me know, by all means. I mean, like I said, I'll usually ask a question or two, just like if the audio's fixed or whatever problem's fixed, like if there's an audio issue or if it's stuttering or dropping frames, let me know. And once you confirm that it's fixed, then that's it. You can go back to lurking. It's all cool, but I always hate it when I go to a stream and things are off and nobody's saying anything to let the person know or they don't care, because I want to make sure the stream looks as best as it can. So it looks like we're ready to rock, so let's get this fired up. And we'll unpause it.
The NHL and the NHLPA present Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey.
So I think this might be a good volume, I'm not sure. We'll see. Gosh, I think it's literally been probably 20 years since I've played this.
He turns it over. Bombs away. He deflects it.
Yep, it's 3-on-3 hockey, so think like NBA Jam, but with ice hockey instead. Alright, so arcade. You can do simulation. It's not really like a simulation game, but it does allow you to increase the amount of players. You can go up to full standard 5, I think it is. Let's see, no, rank size arcade, difficulty medium, normal, fighting on. Penalties, no penalties. Let's see. What are my controls? Shoot is A. I'm using a Kiwatata, like, Nintendo 64 controller. It's like $10, got it off of Amazon, so the actual Nintendo 64 controller layout implies it's a USB stick, so we're all good. So shoot is Z or A, okay. Steal or pass is B. Turbo is bottom C. Left, hook, trip. R. Okay, I'm sure I won't remember any of this, but that's alright. Oops, wrong button. What is practice?
The NHL and the NHL.
Must hit the right button. And I know, like, nothing of hockey. So, and the last time I played, like, hockey, where I knew anything, was, like, 1992, 93, when I was living in Upper Michigan. So yeah, I was gonna go Red Wings, because they're the only ones I remember, because they were the major players at the time, so Red Wings will definitely be Doc. By the way, hopefully everything's okay with audio, so let me know if any adjustments need to be made since you're the first to say anything in chat. Alright, so shooting. All good, perfect. Alright. Okay, so the computer is doing all this right now. I'm not doing anything. Alright, so let's see. Okay, cool. Not too bad.
That's the end of the game.
So let's try a game. I have not played this game literally in over 20 years. Probably about 20 years, actually. I think about it.
Tonight's matchup, Detroit versus Montreal.
Look at those faces. That is just
Here's the opening faceoff.
frightening. Okay.
He shoots. Rebound. What a setup. It's a blast. Rejected. He loses the puck. Boom.
Oh.
He coughs it up.
Alright. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. If you've never played this game, it's... the best analog for it is NBA Jam, but with hockey.
Stolen from behind. Looking to score. He deflects it.
But I mean, my brother and I played the heck out of this game back in the day. So I mean, it was like, there wasn't many games for the Nintendo 64 available, so your choices were kind of limited, at first at least.
No doubt about that one. He shoots. Deflected.
I can't remember if there was any way to do like a power shot or a slap shot or anything like that, so just kind of figuring it out as I go.
Here's the draw. Another steal. Oh, brother, that had
Call ambulance!
It's a score.
Alright.
And here's
I'm sure the game is going to rubber band on me at any second, just totally whip up on me.
call 911. Bombs away. Oh, it counts. Here's the draw. There's the steal. Oh, he strips him. The shot.
Yeah, it's like, literally, it's like, I have not played this in 20 years. No joke. That's right, Turbo is a thing.
He shoots.
And I'm trying to murder somebody in the crowd, apparently.
It's good. And here's the faceoff.
So I think this is like one of the first games where you could actually play like everybody on the same team.
It's a blast. No good.
Like, you know, you could have like 3 people on against the computer. I want to say, but I'm not sure.
7, 6, 5, 4, a 3 play. That's all for the first period. The Canadiens 3.
Of course, you know, I have the... Wow, that was kind of a weird glitch. I have the box for the game. Let's take a look at that right now. Alright, so let's see. It says 1 to 4 players simultaneously. That's probably just 2 on 2. Let's take a look at the instruction manual. This is one of the few games that actually I managed to hold on to and didn't sell off back in the day. Because I mean, like, Nintendo 64 games, especially the American market, are like so rare to find complete in box. Japanese are ridiculously easy, and they're in amazingly great condition. Options, play modes, team size, player fatigue. So I'm not seeing anything here that says like the different play modes. It just goes through like the different playing of the game and so forth. So let me put this back real quick. You've been in decently good condition for the past 22 years or so. I think this game came out 96. And so this is like back when literally there was like almost no games for the Nintendo 64 when it came out in the US. Alright, I will fix that up later, make it prettier. Back to the game. Enough of me futzing around where you can't see what I'm doing. Ooh, that's pretty. So I'm using RetroArch for emulator because it seems to be one of the best Nintendo 64 ones I've found so far, but there are some issues with this one, the core I'm using, which allows you to have better graphics than the standard, just like terrible resolution where everything's just a blurry mess. So you may have noticed the weird occasional quirk in emulation.
Looking to score. Deflected.
I have like no turbo. What happened?
What a setup. What was he thinking?
It's weird, like when you pass it, if you pass it to like yourself, like if you pass it to another teammate, you don't automatically take control of that player. You actually have to hit the R button in order to switch over to control that person, which is where I remember like playing, I think it was NHL in 93 on the Super Nintendo, and that was if you passed and you got possession of the puck, you were in control of that character.
To it again. Bombs away. The shot is blocked. Looking to score. What a save! What a setup.
I remember for a while though, I mean, this is back when, you know, the 90s when Detroit was on fire. So I think Fox had the NHL license in the United States, and whoa. And they put a chip inside the hockey puck. Because, of course, this was before high-definition television, so you couldn't really see what was going on. And they put a chip inside the puck, so you could actually see where it was. Kind of like on this game where you have the streaks and the colored puck. So it was amazing, and then they just got rid of it. You know, it must have been proprietary only to Fox or something. It's the only thing I could think of. There you go, game. Let them steal it from me.
That was a takedown.
I just remember thinking it was so cool that they did that, but they just never brought it back.
Bombs away. Deflected. What a setup. That was tremendous. Looking to score. Oh, ugly shot. The shot. Rebound. He turns it over.
Uh-oh.
Incredible. And here's the face-off.
Yeah, you've never seen like a hockey game like score this high ever.
He shoots. He deflects it.
Somebody get the puck.
10.
Check my own guy, that's awesome.
8, book play. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. get ready for the third period. The Canadiens
GoPros on players would be really cool. I'd be for that. That'd be really neat to see. That I would be behind. I'd actually start watching hockey if they do that. Or me. I don't have anything against hockey. I'm just not really a sports person, but yeah, GoPros on players I think would be a really neat perspective for the game. But of course, you gotta have it in a place where it's just not gonna get knocked off if they get checked really hard. So I mean, it's like the GoPros are just about indestructible, but I mean, like, you know, the chance of it just getting knocked off loose on the ice would be an issue, I'd think. Let me adjust my microphone real quick. There we go. Okay.
Bombs away, deflected. Looking to score. Oh, spectacular.
I don't think you can check the goalie. I don't think, at least.
Here's the draw.
And this game is actually kind of tricky to find online, like on eBay. It kind of surprised me. Is that like every time I went to look like to see about this game, because my brother was inquiring about it, because I have the box copy. But like all you can find is like the sequel, like the Wayne Gretzky's Hockey '98, but not this version. Whoa, wrong button.
He coughs it up. A textbook play. Stolen. He throws the puck away. Bombs away. He stops him. Looking to score. Oh, what goaltending. Another steal. The shot. That was tremendous. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. So wasn't too surprised. I said that would be my concern. Definitely. Whoa! He stole that one really good. Stole it well, I should say. Me speak good English. Yeah, because I mean that'd be my only concern with a GoPro on the field is like on the rink is just getting knocked loose and going all crazy. The only thing I can think of would be like inside the helmet, kind of like Google Glass, where you'd have it like over the eye or into the shield or something that built into the helmet itself would be the only way I could think that they could possibly reasonably do that. All right. Oh, that was lame.
Here's the draw.
Of course, like really frightening. What really amazes me is like back in the day, these like old school players who like they didn't wear helmets back in the I mean we're talking like early days of hockey, like even in like the 70s I think is when they first started like requiring helmets. And you see like goalies with just like scars all over the place. It's like I could not imagine being a goalie and not having a mask or any type of protection for your face. But these guys did it. They were nuts. Whoa.
Oh, that was bullseye. And here's the face-off. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Check my own people.
5, 4, 3. He turns it over. 2, 1. That's the end of the game. The Canadiens 10. The Red Wings 7.
I always love pre-recorded voices like that. And the game is over! The Red Wings win the game with a score of 22-9. It's like, they couldn't just blend it a little bit natural. I mean, now, of course, they have, like, you can get it to sound really great. Like, my brother was into the NBA series. So, I mean, you watch him play that, and, like, it sounds almost like you're watching television just about it. I mean, they make it sound so natural now. Multiple recordings, audio files, samples. You can do so much, but, I mean, back in the day on the Nintendo 64, you were limited by card size. Alright, let's get this put back together real quick. That wasn't bad. Let's try again. Oops, bottom popped off. Need just a second. It's like Pandora's box. You get it open and you can't get it closed again. It's like, I'm just trying to get this box closed back up. There we go. Alright, back on the shelf you go. Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey. Back up on my display shelf. Alright, let's do another game. Wrong button.
NHL and the NHLPA present tonight's matchup: Detroit versus Anaheim.
Are the Mighty Ducks still a thing? I legitimately do not know.
He loses the puck.
And I'm off to a great start already.
Looking to score. He deflects it.
Oh, these guys are just stealing everything.
What a setup. The shot. Deflected. A textbook play. Oh, spectacular. He shoots. Rebound. He coughs it up. It's a blast. And another save. The puck's on fire. What a setup.
Their puck's on fire. I don't think that's regulation.
Goalie's a wall. Stolen. He deflects it. The shot. Deflected. Rebound. It's a score.
It's like, something, please happen. It's like real hockey, you don't score for the longest time.
Here's the draw. Bombs away. From behind. He goes flying. He stops him. Looking to score. Oh, what a mugging. He goes down. What a setup. What a save. The shot. He goes. And here's the
True, good point. Yeah, the nearest team to me would be Pittsburgh. The Penguins, I believe they are. Like I said, I'm go sports team, so...
20 seconds left.
Finally, alright. And I know that they definitely serve beer there, because a couple guys I went to school with were just talking about just going and just getting smashed and watching the game.
Looking to score. That was tremendous. 10, 9, score. And here's the faceoff. 8, 7, the shot. 6, 5, ugly shot. 3, he shoots. 2, no good. 1. And that's all for the first period. The Mighty Ducks 3, the Red Wings 1.
And you suck! You're lame! Pass your controller to someone else.
It's a blast. He deflects it. Bombs away. Deflected. From behind. Looking to score. Rebound. The shot. Oh, a beautiful save. A textbook play. He stops it. He shoots.
Why are you aiming for the crowd? It's like the only place I ever felt comfortable. I'm getting a drink real quick. I apologize for constantly pausing, but like I'm on painkillers for my back, so I get like wicked dry mouth, so I just keep taking sips. So that's why I keep pausing it. So apologize for that. But I've attended a couple hockey games before in the past, and they were a lot of fun. But the only place I ever felt safe is like right behind the plexiglass, because like if I'm not there, it's like I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna die from a puck hitting me in the face out of nowhere. I'll never see it coming. But I like being right there you know, right next to the rink. That's like the best seats always. It's a no duh thing, but I mean, that's always where I can prefer to be. If you're right down, you know, good place there, like, it's a lot of fun. Hockey games are a ton of fun to go to. I mean, I haven't been to one in a long time, but they were great. Pardon me. Oops, that was a turbo button. Keep wanting to hit like a check, but it's like it's a turbo button instead, which is why I just randomly go flying across. All right, finally. Haha! And there's no penalty for this. It's great. I love these arcade games. I don't know if this was actual an arcade game or not. I mean, because it seems like it would have been. Should probably fire up MAME and check it out one of these days.
It's a blast. 20 seconds left. Power shot and another save. Great block. Looking to score. Rejected. 10. He scores.
But yeah, we actually have a minor league. I'm up in Erie, Pennsylvania, and we have the Erie Otters, which is weird because we don't have otters anywhere, just like Pittsburgh does not have penguins. But I went to a game, probably an Otters game about last time I was here, before I moved here, when I was like 15 or so, 12 or 13 I want to say. And then I was grew up a military brat, so I've been all around the world and in crazy places. But I think like when I was in high school, it's up in North Dakota, so we had like a lot of Canadian teams come down for like tournaments and stuff. So, because I was in band, because I was a nerd person there, I was like, hey, guess what? I get to get out of school to go play, you know, rock covers and stuff like that between goals and periods at a hockey game. It's like, well, this is great. I get out of school really for an entire week to watch hockey. Oh, woe is me. That was a lot of fun. Alright, here we go. Kind of have tempted to, like, fire up 98 just to see what it's like, because, like I said, it's one of the things you see on eBay. It's like, this game is hard to find, but 98 is it's all over the place. I think you can find, like, a complete in-box copy for probably maybe $10.
Sheer hustle. What a setup. He goes down. It's a blast. He deflects it. Bomb.
Oh, cool. It was an arcade game. Okay.
Looking to score. Deflected. He turns it over. The shot. Incredible.
Yeah, so that makes me wonder, like, then, because I have, like, a full MAME ROM set. I think it's MAME
Here's the draw.
version 197.
What a setup. He stops.
Because, yeah, because I'm not, like, I'm really not that good at MAME at all, but I might have it on there. I'll have to take a look when this is done in this minute. Just out of pure curiosity to see what it's like, if it even loads or if I even have it. Might be one of those special CHD games where you need a hard drive. Or a disk file, more accurately.
Oh, a beautiful save. Looking it down. Here's the draw. The shot. He deflects it. He shoots. Deflected. And good. And here's the faceoff. It's sensational.
I'm just like, well, rubber band me out.
That was a takedown.
Yep.
He steals it.
And I passed to nobody. All right.
Bullseye.
It's like you try to run down the clock, it's not really going to happen in this type of game.
20 seconds left. He scores!
I'm actually surprised that the timer is not running like, it's running real time. It's not running like an arcade timer
8,
where you see things just like
6,
taking forever.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Or actually like arcade timer where, yeah, of course it's going to score with 2 seconds left.
And here's the faceoff. 1. That's the end of the game. The Mighty Ducks.
Thanks, game, for
10.
overbanding me.
The Red Wings 9.
What I mean is, like, you usually get arcade games like NFL Blitz, where it's like it's a 2-minute, 2-minute quarter, and it's like done in like 40 seconds. It's just the time's flying so by so fast. But this is actually accurate timer. So, give me 1 second. I'm going to see if let me move this around. What do I have for be right back? I don't think I have. Oh yeah, I got that there, but we're not gonna do that. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if my MAME set actually has Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey on there. Just out of pure curiosity before I forget, because I will forget things like that. Okay, let's see. And it comes up nothing, absolutely nothing. Alright, so if there is an arcade game of it, I don't have it, unfortunately. So I do apologize. I need to run upstairs real quick, take care of something real fast. I will be right back. Just hang tight. And, well, let's make some of this music play as well. Drop some nostalgia bombs. So I'll be back in like maybe 2-3 minutes. Like I said, I do apologize, but I will be right back. Sit tight. Alright, I am back. I apologize about that. Doc Tugboat, thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate it. You don't have to follow unless you want to. It's all cool. I mean, I do appreciate it there, but I apologize. Certain things came up. My dad just had his knee replaced. And that was kind of a surprise. He was not expecting that. So he is back home. And I have to help out a little bit more. So what happened to RetroArch? Menu? Okay, it's still functional. Okay, so that's good. Let's stop this. So I know the screen is really small right now, so don't worry about it. It's going to get large again in just a second. So I've never played the sequel, 3D Hockey 98, so let's give that a shot. I just want to see what it's like. We'll do apparently... Here we go. 97. Oh, that's weird.
The NHL and the NHLPA present Wayne Gretzky 3D Hockey 98.
Yeah, so I've never played this one at all. So it will definitely be a first time. But like I said, I've seen it all over eBay for dirt cheap. Let's see. eBay.com.
A textbook play.
It's also raining like crazy outside. It's projected we might get 3 to 6 inches of snow, so oof, that'll be fun. First snow this season. Let's see, Wayne.
Bombs away. He stops him.
3D Hockey N64.
He deflects it.
Yeah, so you can buy this, just the card itself for this game, the 98 for $6, $6. I'm looking for a complete in box. 3D Hockey I already have completed boxes around 20. And well, this is interesting. I don't see 98 anywhere. Before, Wayne Gretzky 3D Hockey 98 was all over the place, and you couldn't really find the normal 3D Hockey anywhere. So that was kind of neat. It's reversed. Things have gone around. So let's give this a try and see if anything's really different. Well, the color scheme's different. Went from blue to green. Ezerman, I remember him.
Tonight's matchup, Detroit versus Chicago. Here's the opening faceoff.
So graphics look a little bit improved. The rink is a lot bigger. It looks like it's a standard size rink instead of the arcadey, so this is kind of weird. I don't know if this is an emulation issue or if it's just a game, so let's find out if it is or not. Let's go to, we're going to close the content. I'm going to reset the core to Mupin. Mupin is like a straight off, there is like almost nothing, no enhancements on this whatsoever type deal. So let's make the screen a little bigger. There we go. So this will let me know if it's just an emulation issue with the frame rate or if it was the game was designed that way.
Tonight's matchup, here's the opening faceoff.
Okay, so it was just that core I was using. Okay. That answers that. But I'm going to move on to a different game. No more sports games, at least for now. At least for that. So, wrong button. I'm sorry. It's like buttons are kind of weird in RetroArch for what confirms and what doesn't. It's different from inside the game. So let me take a look and see what other games I have. Oh, I know. I am terrible at this game. But my brother went through and he 100%ed this game back in the day. And to me, that is impressive because I am not that good at it. Like a lot of things. Let's see, Blast Core, here we go. Resizing the window real quick. So my brother got super into this, but as soon as like I played the game, I thought it was pretty neat. But as soon as you get to like the part where you have that bulldozer where you need to swing it around the back in order to break things, that's where it's like I can't play the game too well. At least I used to not be able to. So maybe I might be better at it now. And I believe the Japanese version of this was called Blast Dozer. So the premise of this game is that there's like nuclear missiles being transported, and it's like it's run away. It's out of control, and you're part of a demolition crew that's been hired to basically knock down all the buildings in this thing's path, where it's just going to eventually roll to a safe area, detonate, and everyone will be safe. So your goal is to literally just go around and blow up buildings. That is the objective of this game. It is very loud. I'm turning it down to my ears. There we go. So let's give this a go. Wow, that is fast. Destroy all the buildings, earn a second gold. And my brother got like all the missions beat, all golds on everything, all the scientists. I mean, like I said, he literally 100%ed this way back in the day. He just played the hell out of it. We're seeing like later missions, you go to like the moon, Mars, all sorts of crazy areas. So, Simeon Acres, let's do it. Wow, this is a long intro. So I think this is done by the guys who went on to do Grand Theft Auto, I want to say, or so you actually leave your vehicle and run around. But I remember they did another game that was kind of like Body Harvest, I think it was called, which was like you run around, get in different cars, you can steal different vehicles, and you're fighting aliens at the time. But I think that they went on to do Grand Theft Auto 3. I think. I might be completely wrong on this. Alright, pressing start will allow you to view the missile carrier's path. Okay, so it gives you an overhead view. Okay. Z and R to move the map. So that's the first building. So the yellow arrow is where the carrier is, I think? Now then, why is that moving? Maybe that's some emulation error, I don't know. Z exits. You can allow your forward and backwards. You are very twitchy and go all over the place in this. You are just all in butt. Like, you just go really fast. I know it's a secondary objective. He's good, like ping-ponging all over the place. Yeah, imagine that there's a nuclear missile running away, and some guy just comes and demolishes your house like a quarter-mile away. You're not even in the path of it, and it's like, this is so slippery.
You're just trying to impress me.
Sure, we'll go with that. Okay, so that just redoes the level. So exit's where I need to go instead. Okay. Yeah, the side, not the side swipe. Backlash. This thing I cannot control to save my life. Because the back end is what destroys everything, not the front. So you need to hold R, which is like your emergency brake, I guess, to skid it. And then try to, like, drift it into the buildings in order to blow them up. Like I said, it's like my brother could just do this in his sleep. For me, it was always a bigger... It was always such a hassle. Alright, let's try to see if I can do this. I mean, you start skidding naturally anyway. I mean, this game does not control well. It's like I'm not even doing R right now to skid, it just does it by itself. Yeah, that was hard. I mean, I was like legitimate trying.
Try this for size.
I hope this works.
Oh, my bad. Hold on a second here. I apologize. I need to do something real fast. I forgot. Copy. Let's see. I had to send out a message to my mom. She's about to go out and do some shopping. Unfortunately, I am unable to drive a car due to my back. Tomatoes. Let's see, bacon. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I forgot. I was like, yeah, I'll send you stuff. Yeah, when it's like, as soon as you hit like R, you turn on a dime, there's like no skidding at that point. It's like you were committed to that skid. So it seems like it kind of locks you in more of like a straight line arc. I watched a speedrun of this. Gosh, it was one of the GDQs not too long ago, I want to say. It was about 2 years ago. I mean, they just make this look like nobody's business. It was funny because they actually had the developer on the phone, like via Skype. And he was just like, "Oh my gosh!" He's like, "Did you like reverse engineer this game, like for all the things that speedrunners were able to figure out about the game?" He was just like blown away by what they were able to figure out mechanic-wise and break. Roll better.
You're just trying to impress me.
Then you also have the J-Bomb, which is neat. It's a big giant robot that you just smash buildings with. You just land right on top of the buildings. Apparently this game, when it was in development, looked even better than what it does now because they were using the Silicon Graphics stations for developing the games, but they didn't know what the final specs were for the Nintendo 64 system, so they were just like, literally just guessing at stuff, what they thought it might be, so they actually had to scale it down a little bit, because I mean, originally it was like those high-definition graphics just about for the day. But yeah, there's a, like I said, it was done at a Awesome Games Done Quick event, and I'm sure you can find on YouTube Blast Core, but it's really fascinating to watch. The speedrunners have found out, and also like the behind the scenes of how this game was made. It's definitely worth a watch.
You're just trying to impress me.
Sideswipe. This shoots out things like bolt ends, so
Try this for size.
Time to get moving.
so if you're too close to a building, it will not extend out the arms. So you really got to get it like just right.
Got a scratch on it.
You're just trying to impress me.
And then this is also where you get a robot. It doesn't teach you how to use it, but basically you roll into things and uppercut them in order to like knock down buildings.
Good luck.
ramming speed. Eventually. Resistance, or you can just back up and get better ramming speeds.
Nice work.
Okay, so it's hard boundary. Yeah, so this thing rolls around. It's a shame because you just get it right there and it's too late. We like do backflips off of crazy stuff in the buildings. I mean, they definitely had a lot of imagination for this game, which is to be condemned. Like, not condemned, but commended is the correct word I was looking for. This is a very odd path for a nuclear missile truck to be going across oceans and continents. Here we go, Thunder Fist.
Try this for size.
Good luck.
Take that Agent History. Take that castle. You won't be host to Dracula anymore.
Not a scratch on it.
You're just trying to impress me.
Oh no! Who could have seen that coming but me? That's the best replay ever. Alright, so enough of Blast Corps. I'm not really a fan of this game, to be honest. Harvey, I wasn't sure if my opinion was going to change after all these years. And it really kind of didn't. So, I mean, I'm sure people enjoy it. Like I said, my brother 100%ed this game, so he absolutely freaking loved it, but it's just not for me. It's a game I really don't like a whole lot. I own it. I mean, I said I have it complete in box. I'm looking directly at it, but it's not my cup of tea, which is fine. And that's the wrong button again because George does things differently. Menu, close content, back up. There we go. So let's see. What's another game I have not played a long time? Oh, I know. I'm like literally looking to my right to look at my games I have to see the ones in box and go, oh yeah, I haven't played this forever. Chopper Attack. This game, I don't remember being too fun, but it was just kind of like there wasn't a whole lot of games coming out for the Nintendo 64, like 98, 99. So this is one I had bought. I'm not sure what left or right is for control. So you have like a helicopter which has different settings, like, you know, high velocity so you can go fast, but you have weak armor. This is the all around. This looks like, doesn't she, wait. Isn't this the lady who was like in Die Hard 3, who was the main bad guy's girlfriend? I swear she looks like that. Drone, great acceleration, acrobatic capability, central vision, low velocity, Vulcan strength, so a strong gun. Hiromitsu. And D, equally balanced the speed and armor plating. The whale. I'll just go with the overall rounded out person, I guess. I have $1 million. Let's see. Ground target lock on incoming missiles. I don't know what it needs, so. Do 10 of each, I guess. Nope, or not. This is air target, air to ground. Oh, that just sounds too much fun, though.
Let's go. Here we go.
Okay, so C buttons are your directions. That shoots missiles. Oh my, this is like very kind of tricky to control. Not sure if I'm supposed to be destroying these things or not. So what does this bad boy do? Well, at least I'm giving them good birthday presents, you know? Alright, so let's try an actual game. This is just the training. It's like, oh, game over. You crashed and died from just practicing. Thanks, game. Over the aircraft carrying POWs is now approaching the enemy airport. And to go ahead with the rescue strategy we have planned. To destroy radar. It's up to you to completely destroy all radar installations in the enemy area. Raw!
Be a wild man.
Having grown up a military brat, I can confirm that no CO would ever tell you be a wild man. Alright, I'll give this a go, see what happens.
Let's go. Dun, dun, dun.
How am I missing things so close? Yeah. What's up, Saturn? So I'm kind of like playing games that I actually have this complete unboxed directly over to my right, and it's terrible. I don't remember this ever being a good game, so it's not surprising really, but I mean, this is bad. Really hard to tell your perspective for shooting and what does what and what locks on where. The C buttons are what maneuvers you around. Getting attacked by the warplane from World War II. Raiders of the Lost Ark. The guy like biffed right in face first into it and Finding Indiana. Or it's a... I don't know. But yeah, this game's just not good. This is Chopper Attack, by the way. So, yeah. Just out of curiosity, what does Chopper Attack go for on eBay? Why don't you try to be some, like, stupidly rare game? N64. eBay says... about... it depends. Well, factory sealed $70, loose around $10, with box around 20. Okay. Those games suck, so I'm not playing it anymore. You're a terrible game. Die. Alright, so let's figure out something else. What other games do I have that I can torture myself with? Let's try this. I think it's... Nope, wrong button. Damn it. It's backwards, like, almost every single menu in RetroArch, so it's kind of wonky for what you're used to. Alright, so let's do... This game actually got ported to the PlayStation 2. Winback. I remember a long time ago it had emulation problems, so I don't know if that's going to hold up still or not. I would presume that they had fixed it after all these years. Transform, center screen. Oh, it is. It's really, really not user-friendly at all. Which is why I tell people, like, oh, RetroArch, it sounds amazing, but I mean, I've had to figure out so much myself and just had everything break. I've had to reach out to the people who make it multiple times to get stuff fixed. So, it's definitely not user-friendly. I will say, hands down, though, I mean, this is like, they do have the best Nintendo 64 emulation that I've seen so far. You know, Project 64 just isn't emulated anymore. It isn't like updated. Last I heard, they were trying to slam malware and everything, which is not cool. Plot, plot, plot. Don't care. Sound, controller, reload, fire, capture. Okay, cool. So I remember like when this was, probably must have been Project 64 emulator I'm thinking of. Welcome to Scat. Just, no one thinks these things through. Just like Night Trap, they had Scat in there as well. So, are they trying to make a statement about their game? But anyway, I forgot where I was going, but I remember like this being emulated, it had like a weird box floating through the screen. Jean-Luc. Is there a way to change the controls? For me. Well, when you're like developing stuff, it's real easy to get blind to what you're used to, because I mean, you developed it yourself or you've worked with it for so long. But you have to think about usability. Like, can you give it to someone else who you work with? Would they know instantly what you're trying to do? Can you hand it to a 4-year-old? Can they go through at that point and still manipulate it? And these are the guys who are building it for themselves, so they're like, they don't think outside the box, like, you know, how is this usable or not? Like, if you go into the control screen, just trying to remap buttons, it's a freaking nightmare. Oh, Scat, okay, yeah. I was thinking, I forgot about it, my bad. My drugs have kicked in. Let's see. So, shooting around a corner. Yeah. But even like RetroArch, so still, they still have that problem. But yeah, Scat is funny because it's like you just laugh at it, like, they had to have known. They had to have known. There wasn't any way they could not have at that point. Press the A button when moving forward to crouch. You can do a forward roll. This Z is a crouch, A is roll. So you have to do crouch then roll. They lied. MP5, alright. Not as cool as MC5, because they kick out the jams, but... Shotgun! Try it. It's like, these are just interns, it's their first day. I've never kept bringing more sacrifices. I mean, volunteers. Siphon filter, yeah. That's what the aim reticle always reminds me of, like siphon filter, just the way it looks. Have a nice day, sir. Now, I've never played the PlayStation 2 port of this game, so I have no idea if... It probably, I would hope it would not control as wonky. You know, just have like full analog control. But I presume, but I don't know. I've seen weirder stuff. What happens if I run into the lasers of doom? Yes! Has an arcade continue? Really? Where do I put the quarters? Alright, let's, against better judgment, let's try story. Scat. I like Johnson, he smells. Probably, most likely. I mean, Jean-Luc is not really a name you think would be in this game entirely at all. Because I remember making Star Trek jokes when this came out. Yeah, my name's John Luck, or Gene Luck Pickard. I don't care, I'm skipping the story. You can't make me care. Hi there. Wow, that man is very durable. It's like Virtual Cop, but not Virtual Cop, which is fun. How do I get off the wall? They didn't tell me this in training. I want a gun that magically changes like that. A magazine. Really? I have no idea how to use that emulator, so I will have to try to track it down and look into it. Because I can do, like, I know Model 2 emulators. I've done that on stream before. But I have not tried CXBRX. Well, at least it's running, though. I mean, sometimes the fun is just figuring stuff out and getting it to run. You know, seeing where emulation is at. Whoa, these controls are not the best. Okay, I deserve that. Can't really control too well. Oh, it's the original Xbox emulator. Okay. That makes sense. Because I've heard, like, speaking of emulation, I know that the Xbox 360 emulator is actually starting to gain some traction. Like, it can run like Halo 3 now. Like, it's like 30 frames a second. It's half speed, but it's running it. But then, of course, I'd also have to find a site that has the CB... Well, let's take a look at that here. Yes, up list. CXBRX. emulator and ROMs and other things, but yeah, it gives me something to do and track down and look at least. Alright, this game is just a nightmare. I don't know how I put up with games like this. It's like, games sometimes are a product of their time, like for how things controlled, and it's just like, and that's definitely one of the games, like, I don't know how I played it at the time, but I'm gonna have some fun finally. I'm gonna play something I know is fun and I enjoy thoroughly. Yeah, what is like a Daytona 2 run on? It's not a Model 2, it's not the Model 2 emulator, it's something different, I think. Plus I want to look into that just to try it out, just to experiment and see what's going on with those emulators, but I don't think it's the one I have.
Wave brakes.
Model 3. Okay, that's what it is. Because I know it's an entirely different emulator and everything else that I don't have. In fact, like, I'm not even sure what the official name of the Model 2 emulator I have is called. Because I think it was... Yeah, it's blank to me, because they just call it emulator... Was it Model 2? Model 2 emulator. Okay.
Mono, headphones, stereo.
Yeah, that's what like threw me off. Is like, okay, what's it called? Because usually you have like Final Burn Alpha or Callus or anything like that. And this one's like Model 2 emulator. Okay, neat. And actually, most recently I started getting into Thomas Wave. I was trying to get that to work, which is more arcade games like Fist of the North Star, Rumblefish. Things were like that were on. I was messing around, getting it to work in Demul, but what was up with the new things? Oh god. Back. Start the race. Super Bowl on download the nightlies off the forums since they have an official release in 5 years. I hate it when they do that. Like, here's an emulator, we haven't really updated it whatsoever, but we're gonna have like daily updates non-stop. It's like, just take whatever one you know is mostly stable from like 2 weeks ago and just make that your official release. Just roll with it, you know? We'll just do straight off normal. I'm not gonna mess with anything. I used to have all the stats set up. I changed all their names too in the cart, like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Bowser. This is like, I think this is the third game I ever got for my Nintendo 64.
Ready for the first race. 3, 2, 1.
It is just so much fun. I love this game. This is my idea of like a perfect game. Just about is this. It's just so much fun. I tried the GameCube version and I just didn't like it, to be honest. Oh, whatever. I missed one and another. All right. I'll show you all. But what I'm really excited to do is actually I ordered a Retro Tank, which is like a line doubler. So I want to do some Sega Saturn streams with my actual Sega Saturn and actually have it look good. Because right now it does not look good at all, having to use, like, I have the HD Retrovision cables which make the Saturn look really good, but I don't have, like, the Elgato I have, of course, is HDMI, so I can't do anything other than a component or composite. You know, the RCA, the yellow, red, white hookups, and that just looks like garbage, so Retro Tank won't be shipping it until, I think, December? Yeah, December 7th or so, but that was like my Christmas present to myself, so I'm looking forward to doing that so I can do some actual Sega Saturn streams. instead of having to emulate it, so I can actually do Deep Fear and crazy stuff like that.
You finished first and got 7 points. Great race. Move on to the next round.
Welcome to Sunset Bay.
You know, I'm surprised I don't have this game, the Japanese version. It just kind of dawned on me that I don't have it for whatever reason. I have like Pilot Wings, I have Mario 64. Wow, that was terrible. But yeah, I don't have this for whatever reason. It's bizarre, because there's not that many changes from the American to the US version, I don't think. Yeah! I don't know how to use Metafin, actually. I, like, despite being in IT, I am, like, terrible command line, and I can never get command line emulators to work, so I have no idea how to get that to work at all. So I have been stuck using SSF, which kind of works, but I mean, it has, like, some major sound emulation issues, so it's kind of random when it appears, and it's, like, ear-shattering. I'd also like to be able to do certain FMV games that don't work, like Double Switch. That doesn't work on emulation either so far, but I mean, you know, Metafin or whatever you want to call it, I have no idea how to set it up or get it running. I've tried before. I've tried following guides online, which usually don't work because they're outdated. So, yeah. Oh, really? Cool. Okay. Because I pull up, because I look at things, they're like, oh, type in this here and do all that crazy crap, and I'm like, oh my god. So just drag and drop. That makes sense. Well, that should be a lot easier. I guess I should probably take a look at that again. Try to see if I can figure it out and get it going. So, do you have to have a Q file, or can you just like do straight ISO? Because I mean, a lot of my stuff I think are bin. Take a look at my emulation folder real quick. Emulator, Saturn, ROMs, BinQ. Let's take a look at Deep Fear. I have for some reason the European version. That's BinQ. Okay, so as long as I have a Q file, I should be fine, I hope. So I just gotta figure out how to get that set up. It was a Yabuse or whatever it is. I tried that before, and that just was another cluster failure. Okay, cool. So just a smaller 2-image files into the exe. Need to restart this.
Welcome to Drake.
Wave race.
Okay, so yeah, I'll have to remember to download it and give it a shot.
Select your watercraft, please.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember it was something, it's like if you need to make changes, you have to go and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Like I said, like for me, I'm more of a GUI type person, so... But armed with that information, like I said, you look at stuff to set it up online and everything, you don't know... It doesn't tell you any of that, what you've just told me now, which is crazy. Me. Cool. That'd be awesome. I would appreciate that.
You're about 4 seconds ahead. You're about 8 seconds ahead.
So remember when we got this game, got it probably about a week earlier. Like, because at the time, Walmart didn't really care. They didn't have the system set up to stop people from selling games early. So I got this game a week before it officially released, and I got Mario Kart like 2 weeks before it came out. It was crazy. But I remember, like, a guy I knew at Walmart, like, gave me a call. He's like, hey, we got this in stock. So my brother was in town, so he went and picked it up for me. Just to my mom, they picked it up and was like, holy crap. And my friend Patrick came over and played it for a while, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, this game sounds amazing on a full stereo setup. It's really thumping. So this is, it's like literally like one of the third game that came out release-wise for the States. Because I remember the 64 launched with Mario 64 and Pilot Wings. In Japan, there was also a shogi game that came out that nobody really bought. Because, I mean, let's face it, even my Japanese Nintendo 64 games, what do I have? Mario 64 and Pilot Wings.
Welcome to Sunset Bay.
Pause that, open this. Bookmark. Bam. Thank you. Alright, got that bookmarked.
Start your engine. 3, 2, 1. Oh!
That was a bad start. But everybody else sounds like they're dying, so that's cool. I'm fine with this.
Everybody's time.
So with the emulator, then, is there like any particular version I should be going for, or is it just doesn't really matter, like the current release is fine? So I remember, like, for SSF, it was like, I think, like, whatever the 13 it is, don't go for the 14. There was basically one version that doesn't work as well. Oh, missed it. My bad. Just the 64-bit build, okay. Really? That's weird. It's like, you gotta wonder, like, why they'd have a 32-bit version that wouldn't work with the Saturn. Unless it's a multi-emulator or something, but to my knowledge, I think it just does Saturn? Like I said, it's like, it's kind of weird, like, emulation. I'm starting to try to get back into it, but there's still a lot I don't know. It's like a casual approach, I should say. A casual emulation user.
Move on to the next round.
Oh, it's a multi-emulator. Okay, cool. I've just only ever heard it associated with Sega Saturn emulation, so that's what I was thinking. It was like a more of a dedicated, but if it's not, that makes sense.
Welcome to Drake Lake.
Watch the signal. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Good. Maximum power. Wow. Everybody's time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would kill any normal person. He's okay. He's hemorrhaging internally. See, RetroArch Core for PlayStation 1 you're using is just a fork version. Yeah, I've heard about that.
No misses. Beautiful. You're doing great.
RetroArch Core is better, though, because there's a bunch of added features Metafin devs refuse to implement. That's weird, I wonder why they refuse to do it. But yeah, that's the one thing I like about RetroArch, is that it gives you options to make things look prettier than usual, which is why the PlayStation Classic is such a disappointment. You know, they're using the core first off, you know, for it. BCSX rearmed. And they're like having no options available whatsoever. No resolution increase, not even scan lines, which is, I mean, I can't even see the reason why. Even the SNES Classic, before I, you know, hacked it and modified it, still even had scan lines. I mean, come on, it's not hard to do. Ah, okay, so focusing more on accuracy versus enhancements make it look prettier. I can see that.
Move on to the next round.
Welcome to Marine Fortress.
I think it's like the second time on this lap, I think, is where you can skip. You can jump over a wall. Find out or die horribly. And alright, this one. Alright, perfect. I'm off to a good start. Try to get her to add transparency faking. Really? Wouldn't even... You think that you would? I mean, people say, uneducated, say that the Saturn couldn't do transparency, but it could, of course, as you and I know. But it's like, you think you'd want to have that in there even to just even have accuracy. That's crazy.
You've been overtaken.
Okay. So, wow. Explain how I just... Yeah, how did I resurface through a rock? I am an X-Men. Don't tell me what to do, Dad. Like I said, it's like, you think transparency would be something you would add in. That's really crazy.
You finished fourth. I'm sorry. You move on to the
I'm sorry, you're still winning.
Welcome to
Right,
Port
and like I
Blue.
said, it makes sense to have something like that, you would think, but sometimes people are just stubborn.
Have a good race. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Wow, you missed everybody's time.
That's one of the things that always bugged me is people said, like, Saturn couldn't do transparencies. I'm like, yes, it could. Like, oh no, it didn't. I'm like, okay, fire up Mega Man X4 if you get a copy of that. It doesn't matter, Rockman X4 or Mega Man X4 if you have a lot of money and have it. It's like, look at the tunnel and tell me what do you see. I'm like, oh, never mind. It's up to the developers. Up to the programmers, I should say.
You're about 5 seconds ahead.
See, if you use a Saturn with composite or RF back in the day, that was me. Those sectors would appear as transparencies. Ah, okay. Yeah, exactly.
You finished first and got 7 points. Great race.
Yeah, I had this like ridiculously old television, so I actually had to use like RF for Saturn for a while. It just looked like garbage. Same thing like this, the Sega Genesis. I used to think this Genesis looked absolute garbage. I was using like RF, and it turns out I had like one of the worst revisions of the Sega Genesis to come out just about. So yeah, and then you know, got RCA cables that looked better, got S-Video that looked really great, and then I have the HD Retrovision cables, which just blows everything
Move on
away.
to the next round.
Welcome to Southern Island.
I mean, those cables really do help. Outside of like having like things like an OSSC or FrameMeister or anything crazy.
This is the final round. Good luck. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. Maximum power. Everybody is behind you.
Yeah, I think I used the RF for that and also the PlayStation 2. Not the PlayStation 2, but the PlayStation, 2. So it's like I had this really old, weird television from Germany, so I had to use RF, and I had to go get a converter for the RF to even work on the television. That's why I did it, because I knew I was super far ahead. Started screwing around. But yeah, it's amazing, like, it's one of the things I always find so crazy now is that the standards we had, like 240p in a 4K world, and like 240p looks amazing, like, you know, on a CRT television. It's weird, like, cause everyone was abandoning their old CRT televisions, their old SD sets for new high definition, and it turns out like the best way to play it is on these old things that just don't exist anymore. They don't make anymore. That's why I have two old televisions, just holding on to them just in case. That's why we have to make things that, you know, line doublers just to make sure the TV can accept the signals now. It's just kind of mind-boggling. Actually, like, even like our RGB output was really fascinating to me. To learn that systems had these potentials to have these really nice graphics, and they were just like shuttered away, except for Europe where they had SCART and everything. So here in the States, we didn't have that, of course, but the crazy things you learn later on.
are the champion. Congratulations.
Exactly. And the big problem I have with scan lines through emulation is that everything looks so freaking dark. Because I mean, I know they're actually putting a black line on the screen, but it's like, just increase the color brightness if you do that. And it still doesn't quite look right. Pardon me, so I usually don't do it. But I think it was EPSXE,
To the next class.
PlayStation emulator. That has scan lines that you can actually make brighter, so it actually doesn't look too bad. Because I mean, usually you turn on scan lines and it's like, oh, I think my cataracts are kicking in. Everything's just gone dark and dim. And I don't really mind that a whole lot because of my light sensitivity, but it's like, it's causes eye strain. All right, let's see. Do. Yeah, I don't get why people say that it's fantastic. Like, scan lines are amazing. I'm like, I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you on that point. But I am going to stop streaming for now. I do appreciate you dropping by, Saturn. It's always good to chat with you. I learn so much every time I do. And it's also because we have same interests, so that's always helps. But thanks for dropping by. I do appreciate it. I will definitely check out Metafin and try what you told me, which makes sense, and check out the link I bookmarked. I do appreciate that. I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow, and probably around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, the usual time. Going back to Metal Gear Solid 3, keep playing that game. I love that game, so I'm so happy I got to it. Murdered the end, the old man in the wheelchair, so I don't have to fight him in the woods either. As long as it's a standard BIOS, I think I should be fine. Because, I mean, especially with like RetroArch, you have to have all these crazy different stuff. So I actually have like probably about 19 megabytes worth of different BIOSes across the board. Let's see. Emulation. Check my BIOS folder. Yeah, my BIOS folder entirely by itself for all the crazy things I have is almost a gig. I have like everything from just about everything you could think of, like Sega CD, Naomi, RetroArch stuff, all sorts of crazy stuff. So I should be fine with that, hopefully, but it's something I'll definitely keep a look at for. But yeah, I will definitely read the website to see exactly what I need and tinker around with it. But right now my back is murdering me, so I'm going to take some more pills and try to relax and give that stuff a shot. So I will be back to streaming again, Metal Gear Solid 3 tomorrow. And I will definitely pop in the Discord if I got any problems. Yay! Alright, so see you all next time. Yeah, if I have any problems, I will definitely pop in the Discord because I know you guys are all over that, so we'll definitely do that. Might be tomorrow, I don't know, we'll have to see how I do, but it's gonna rain or snow here. I think we're supposed to get like 3 to 6 inches, but oof, I'm telling you, cripple weather forecast is in full, but I will see you all next time.